Hey guys, how's it going? Coach Tyson from Ox Strength, and then today we're at our new training ground, and then this is opening on the 1st of May, first and foremost. But I'm here to do my meet recap for the Judgement Day. So this was the competition that I just did in Hong Kong a couple of weeks ago, and then just want to give my recap as per usual because we always do this kind of things. So going into this meet, you know, like एकदम unexpected meet थियो because I was supposed to compete in Korea actually on Feb. So मेरो whole preparation from like 6-7 months out was leading into that very competition. So मैले over time like जति पनि train गर्दै गइरहेको थिएँ त्यही दिनको हामीले train गर्दै गइरहेको थिएँ, and then pretty much like 1 month out जस्तो भएको बेलामा चाहिँ ठ्याक्क what happened is like visa issues हरु के भयो, and then unable to get the visa on time. So we had to skip the competition altogether. So competition नै थिएन, but then like I always knew I had to qualify for the national championship somehow, somewhere in some federation that is drug tested so that my total counts. So garnu ta गर्ने, but then it was at a certain point in time where like my body was already like trash. I was already at like what 710 for a double range, and singles 740, 745. But then to push beyond this point, I needed some capacity building phases, development phases to accumulate a lot of volume. So we decided like, since we're not competing, let's do what's important, because if I keep competing, I'm gonna be around like, you know, the 730, 740, 730, 740 range. So to push past that, we decided we go back to this. But then Hong Kong Mataka meet announced भयो, and that's the reason why I jumped into the meet last minute. So development block product coming into this meet, it was like a short turnover time for me. I think 5-6 weeks जतिको turnover time मात्रै थियो मसँग. And then I wanted to do this meet because after this meet then I can really build up for a national championship, which is going to be really competitive. So that's the small background story. I know मैले पहिला भनिरहेको थिएँ I was going to compete in Feb, but then that's just what it is. So your meet decide भएपछि चाहिँ again Hong Kong, again summer भएपछि चाहिँ like oh shit, there are a lot of things I really need to manage. Now that the national championship meet is over, I can actually talk about what had happened during the national championship, because as athletes, हामी जहिले पनि compete गर्दाखेरि we always get some things correct, some things incorrect, and then over time, whenever we do some, you know, some sort of a meet, like there are things that we can work upon. So the few things that I really touched upon this prep was the walking first. Because last time Hong Kong Janda, I was like walking like 10-15,000 steps, and my body wasn't really conditioned to do all that walking in the heat and everything. So leading into the Korea prep and then the Hong Kong prep, I was hitting at least like 6,000 steps every single day, if not longer. And then weekends, we were also taking like long walks, like 15-20,000 steps a walk. So I really wanted to condition my body with the walking plus training at the same time. So that was something that I really worked on this prep. And then the second thing that I really worked on during this prep was my gut manipulation technique, because I'm somebody who can lose weight really easily, believe it or not. Like I can just think about losing weight and then it just starts to go down. So last time I was like 112, 113 kg, something like that. So I had to do a gut cut, a slightly more aggressive one. So the aggressive one I ended up losing too much weight, which affected my squat and my overall work capacity. So gut cut त्यति drastic नगर्नुलाई. So this whole time I was like 111, 111.5, not more than that. So I was within very close range, so I don't really have to do a gut cut. So these two things were perfect यो दुईटा meetमा. So I'm really proud of that outcome heading into this competition. So my weight was 109.7. I wanted to weigh in like 109.9 just to be cool, but then like I was talking to Moida and he's like 300 grams to chhod alikati scale, not calibrated scale ma problem hunu sakcha. So I aimed for 9.7, so that was my weight. And then the refuel was really efficient because I could go into the competition well fed. And then I wasn't tired at all because I'd done so much cardio, and like just a few weeks back I was in Bangkok as well, so heat was really not a problem for me this time around. So heading into squats, like, because I think the background story is quite important. Training time is sabai janale gari nai rako, but then the background story is really important, right? Heading into, so I was mentally dialed in. For the meet prep as well, I was running my best block. So that means like the block where I did 740 a couple of months back, actually like almost 6-7 months back, we were running very similar sort of a block layout for myself as well. So I was really confident with how I would be able to execute my lifts and everything heading into. So squat warm-up, because I was feeling exceptionally well. So we decided like we take a light enough opener and then we aim for the 300 kg mark, because I felt like I could really do it this week. And then warming up into the meet, I knew for sure that 300 is there because I feel stronger than usual. My 70 kgs are moving better than usual. My 120s are moving better than usual. 170, 220. This time what I did a little bit of a change is like normally I would do 220, 250 and then 270, something like that. But then this time, because of the taper, I was feeling slightly detrained, so I did 240, 255, which makes a huge difference later on in the meet prep. But then in general, that was the warm-up, so I felt really good for that. So we opened 272.5, which is I think the heaviest opener that I've ever opened with, and really nice and easy, like around RP 6, 7 range. But one thing that I was noticing is that like, because I had to warm up in such a short amount of time, I was panting for air a bit, and then it was a small space where I was competing. So I felt a bit like, wait, because my plan was 272 and then directly 290 and then 300 was the initial plan. After doing the opener, then I decided the 287.5 se garum, maybe 300 might not be there really, just because like I wasn't feeling like absolutely like strong. But then like when I did 287.5, I was 100% confident like 300 is gonna be there for sure today. And then we loaded up 300 and then we tried to execute it, but then it wasn't quite there. You can watch the video. I've watched it like maybe 50, 60 times, even 100 times maybe, just to see like some of the things that I might have gotten wrong, some of the things that maybe I could have done better, etc. So but then like right now, I only have assumptions really, like I don't know for a fact that this is good, this is wrong, or anything of that sort. So I will leave the assumptions out of this video, because it always seems like yo gareko bhai sakte bhannu is a completely different story altogether. So I don't really want to make that thing up. But then at the end of the day, like I'm here a powerlifter, so, and then we make decisions based on what is happening in the scene, right? So at the heat of the moment, leading up everything that I talked about, I really felt like 300 was mine on this particular day, but unfortunately it wasn't. So yo bhaisakepपछि we just have to accept it that we missed it. Now, what is the next priority for me? So my priority was at least get a PR total. So my PR total in competition is 727.5, which I did in Hong Kong Nationals. This was, I think, 8 for 9 meet. So I knew like deadlift my 285 so, and then bench my maybe we can get around 157 for sure. So I kind of knew like, oh okay, PR total is in my mind, and I don't want to, you know, risk somebody to pull for the win or anything of that sort. So squat finished, definitely a bit disheartened, definitely not happy about a missed squat, but at least like I know that what I could do better for next time, and maybe I can hopefully get there. So then moved on to bench press. So you also have to keep in mind that this was like a really fast run meet. So everything that is happening really fast. We were getting at least like 6 to 8 minutes in between attempts, and then warm-up time पनि like around 30 minutes मात्रै थियो for each and every lift, because म warm-up room मा हुँदाखेरि flight A ले warm-up गर्छ नि त पहिला, so we can't really use the warm-up station when they are warming up. So the flight was around 30 minutes long only, so 30 minutes of squat warm-up. अब फेरि 30 minutes मात्रै छ to warm up for the bench press. So I don't really have the luxury to, you know, stretch out, contemplate on the idea, cry, you know, be upset. Like, there is no time for anything of that sort. So go back down and then flight A, or go get out of there, moving upstairs, and then we're, you know, opening the sleeves, and you know the warm-up has started already. In the blink of an eye, like it's the chitto bhairach everything. We don't really, like, what I'm saying is we don't really have much time to make decisions, like ke गर्ने, coach सँग कुरा गर्ने, साथीहरुसँग कुरा गर्ने, video call ले खिच्ने, like there's nothing is like full speed. But then bench warm-up गरिरहेको थियो. Bench also felt really good, exactly like how squats were feeling. So I thought like squat miss गरिसक्यो, bench चाहिँ अब miss गर्नै हुँदैन. If I miss this bench, it's over. But then like I was really confident with 145. So we opened 145, didn't change the opener at all. So my second attempt plan was 155 actually. But then I just wanted to be on the safer side, did 152.5, and that was pretty good as per usual. Benchमा चाहिँ मेरो कस्तो हुन्छ भने I started to improve more and more each and every set, and that was happening. So just based on how 152.5 moved, I decided that we can do 157.5. But then like my general thought process, had I gotten the 300 kg squat, then my confidence would be through the roof, right? And then like I said, I always improve with my bench top sets. So 160 चाहिँ गर्नु पर्ने जस्तो लागिरहेको थियो, but then like 157 would have given me a chance to match my PR total. So I did 157 and it looked like really easy, especially for the type of bench press that I do, like a very slow descent, slow press. It was quite speedy bench. So yeah, that was bench. Happy with the peak, happy with the progression, attempt selection, everything. But at the end, like we're powerlifters, right? We feel like, oh hey, यति त मैले सक्थे होला. And then there's always another time भन्ने जस्तो मात्रै हुन्छ, which really leaves me happy. And benchमा extremely satisfied. त्यसपछि deadlifts for me, you know, it's been a really big struggle for me. The entire prep, it's been, you know, like 4 years that I've done 285 and then 300 गरेको 2 years हुनु थालिसक्यो. And by this point, like, you know, I should be like general concept but like 300 plus any given day. But then I knew heading into, I wasn't really confident. I think अर्को vlogमा पनि तपाईहरुले देख्यो होला 285. It wasn't the best of 285 that I've done. So not too confident, but I felt like 290 range is there for me. So same like after the squat and the bench press, we only have like 30 minutes to warm up for the deadlift. So we start warming up, but then this day deadlift's feeling really heavy. I normally feel like 220 is just floating off the floor, but then definitely not the case on this day. 220 is feeling heavy, and then we did, I think, 240 again, same as squat, 245, and then 260 for the last warm up, and then everything's feeling heavy. So I know like, oh shit, today's the day again, 285 it is. So we just basically didn't change the opener because 270, 75 is like no big issue for me. We did 275 and then 285 for the second attempt. So second attempt bio, and then I kind of knew like it's already like towards the end of what I can do. But then I felt like 287 garnu parcha ki, but then like again 287.5, like why even come out just the way? So we just loaded up 290 for the third attempt, and it barely moved off the floor. But we still ended up with 730 kgs total for this day, which is my best competition PR, and also I think the heaviest Owanten has done in Hong Kong as well. So that's that. We ended up winning the meet, but at the end of the day, I was not really satisfied with the outcome. Obviously, I can't expect to hit like 767, 70, which I feel like I'm capable of doing, but not under these circumstances. But then moving into the off season, I think this is where the work's really been done. And then we have like, I think 7 months to nationals. The date is exactly the sure. There's not going to be a visa issue for me, and then everything is already laid out, like how we want to execute all of these things. There were some things that affected my work capacity, like the pace of the meet, the humidity, all of those things, which is something that I really have to take care of during the off season. But I think all in all, a successful meet. We went there to win, of course, but then also to qualify for nationals, which we did. And then yeah, that's basically like a meet recap, or maybe like what I feel about this meet. So yeah guys, that's about it. We're in the new gym space again, Ox Strength Training Ground. So if you're interested in getting a session in here, we're opening from the 1st of May. And then we're taking in clients, everything. We've got group classes, we've got functional fitness classes, powerlifting section is on this side. We tried to bring the best equipment that we could, that is world class, and then everything. So trying to create a really good environment, atmosphere. So check out the gym if you're interested. But if not, like always, we are still an online training system at heart. We have online coaches to help you achieve your fitness goals, powerlifting goals, everything. So the website is in the description as well. And then until next time, be strong.